Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Uh, just want to see how you guys doing, but I'm gonna do this before I get started. Greetings, everyone. How's everyone doing tonight? I figure I'd give you some medicine before you go to bed tonight, just to give you something to think about, something to ponder on. Um, Hope everyone is having a good time. Uh, Tonight's conversation is going to be basically about self-evaluation, and sometimes we don't like self-evaluation is because we don't like to be corrected. We don't like to be put in our place. We don't like for people to tell us about ourselves. And sometimes you need sometimes that person around you to keep you stable, to keep you humble, because sometimes we as humans we can get beside ourselves. And I'm just on here. I'm not gonna be in front of you guys long. I just wanna because I know you guys probably looking at the football game. But anyway, self-evaluation. So you constantly got to take inventory of self. To be a better person, you got to take inventory of self. And that means you have to clean out what is holding you back or holding you captive or imprisonment. And when I mean take self-inventory, that means the mind and the heart and the soul. Those have to be in sync with each other to say that you are healed or you are um, a new person or you working on yourself. And sometimes it hurts, sometimes it's bitter. So sometimes it's like sticking a dagger in your heart because of the pain when going through trying to um, renew yourself or just revamp yourself. And I mean your mindset. I don't mean the physical, I mean the mind. This is why some of us are in situations that we never thought we'd be in. Sometimes we just be in situations sometimes like how did we really get here? And you have to first change your surrounding. That's the only way your thought process is going to get changed. Is you change your surrounding and the people you be around, because throughout my life, as I call this life a journey, that people around you do not want you to grow. Once they see that you are growing, then that's when they come along and try to change your mindset, try to change your actions. It's because they don't have no growth in them. And they do not want to take inventory on themselves because, like I said, you human beings, you feel like you don't have the right to judge me. You can't tell me what to do. I'm grown. But some of y'all act like y'all 3 years old. Some of y'all act like y'all just, y'all better than the next person because you think you just making a little bit of money. You got a little car, you got a little house. Sometimes your ego can have you have a great fall. And sometimes we as human beings, we don't like taking inventory because who are you? You're going to die just like me. And this is true. But how can we take inventory on ourselves when we're constantly around the same people that we think just because we grew up with a person, we thinking that person's still the same? Have you ever been in a room or been with someone that's always speaking negative, always just don't want to have no positivity? They always want to just speak negative just to kill what you got going on. And they can be people you grew up in the sandbox with. These can people that you know your whole life. You can be your sister, your brother, or your cousin, or your brother, your nephew, or your niece, or your mama, or your daddy. And sometimes people see the growth in you, but they choose not to be a part of it is because they are envy, there's strife, and there's jealousy and envy. And envy comes with a wicked heart. Because when you see that this person is going to his next level or her next level, you get in your feelings. Or you'll go around and talk about that person, and that person don't even know you scandalize their name. And sometimes people have not changed their motives because they can disguise it, but they cannot hide it for so long. So when I say take self inventory is constantly cleaning yourself, your mind every day. Sometimes you have to evaluate you. And that means if you got to write it down, uh, make notes, put sticky boards all over the place, then that's what you have to do to make sure that your mind is going to another level or another place. And sometimes we as human beings don't like that. And we sometimes got to understand that in this life, it's always a change. You constantly have to work towards change. You cannot stay the same person that you used to be when you was 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Because maturity comes as you get older. But sometimes I look in this life like people that's older than me are moving backwards. They want to fit in, they want to be a part of something, but yet they have not taken inventory of their pain, inventory of their deceitful heart. They have not taken place of any of that. Because why? They feel though that you can't tell me what to do. It's not me trying to tell you what to do. It's just as I'm a friend, because that word is scarce now because it's hard to call people your friend nowadays. But if I'm in your life making bad decisions, if you're constantly making the same mistake, but you can't see it, but as a friend of yours, I'm going to say, man, look, hey man, what you doing? You reckless right now. You're doing the same thing that you done 5 years ago. Is that person's taking inventory in their setting, in their mind, in their actions, in their heart? Because inventory is like checking where you're at. You're checking where your mental, and we keep hollering about this mental matters. But at the same time, are we taking this serious within ourselves? Are we, instead of we trying to impress everybody else, we are not doing anything to help ourselves? So I'm gonna talk about this situation because I'm an open book. I don't hide anything. I don't try to portray that I'm better than the next person. I'm just a regular person. So my situation with my girls and kids of today, and this is why I say inventory, because we all know that we love our kids. We would go to bat for our kids. We would dig in for our kids. But sometimes your kids can throw your inventory off. And what I mean is throwing your mindset off. Sometimes they will act like they into you, but they really not, because the motive is they want to be about themselves. They want to be about what they're going to get out of it. And sometimes parents can't see that and they blind by it because it's their child. They never thought their child would try to use them or try to finagle them or try to with the buffoonery. They never think that their kids will try to hurt them or try to, you know, do things against them. But at the same time, here's the situation with my daughters. Now, and I love my babies. I do. But this is the thing that bothers me. Kids of today feel like parents owe them something. And sometimes as parents, we try to do the best thing by our kids. We want the best for our kids. But sometimes kids don't come with instructions. So we make the best decisions to accommodate or in the future. So my oldest daughter, um, she tells me, um, I'm telling her and my youngest daughter that, you guys don't call me. Only time I hear from you guys is when you need something. So I'm pouring my little heart out to my daughter. And not even 5 seconds into the conversation, well, I don't mean to make you feel that way. I'm sorry, but you know what you're doing because you're still doing it. Well, yeah, I got a birthday coming up. And, you know, what are you going to do for my birthday? Wish you a happy birthday. So it goes deeper than that. So she's telling me that, you know, yeah, uh-huh, uh-huh. She said that, Daddy, I want this for my birthday. I want a hotel for my birthday. Now, the father in me, like, why should I get you a hotel when you got your own place? So I sit back and I say, why should I get you a hotel where you got your own place? Sometimes I feel though kids can try to manipulate their parent and saying that I didn't actually be bought here, but you're here. So my daughter proceeds to go on. I don't know why she was saying it. I don't know why she thought it was going to get me in an uproar. No, it wasn't. She say, if you can't do it, I'll get my stepdaddy to do it. Now I know some of y'all thinking that's disrespectful. That's rude. That's condescending. I said, and all of it is correct. So I say, go ask your stepfather because I've done mine. I raised you. You'll be 23 this year. I raised you. I've done my part. Anything that goes on from I say 20, you can handle your own. So I don't know what was the purpose of saying that I'm gonna go ask my stepfather. I don't care nothing about that. I really don't. So then my youngest daughter called me and say, Daddy, she don't even call me daddy. She just say, are you busy? So I take up to the college. See, I'm an open book. I have nothing to hide. And I always tell anybody, I go through the same problems that anybody else go through. But it's times that we need, as parents, we need to talk about it. We can't talk about, see, the thing about it is, I can't go to their mother and talk about our kids because that's what parents do. They talk about their kids. Like, ain't nothing bad, but just talk about the kids. Like, so what do you think about this person? Do you think they're gonna be okay? If something happened to us, do you think they're gonna be all right? So I take my youngest daughter up to college. I pay for her books. She get back in the truck and say, she calls her mother and say, him paid for the books. I said, who's him? I quickly got in my feelings. I said, who is him? I'm trying to figure out who is him. So you know what her response was? I don't, she know who paid for the books. So I said, wow. So, as a parent that been there for their child, that's doing right by their child, even though once they get a certain age, you don't have to do anything because anything after that is pure love. I'm not required to do it. So, as a parent, of course, that's going to put you in your feelings because you're doing the right thing by your child. So you say, who is him? So I felt like Bernie. Now I agree with Bernie Mac when Bernie Mac nephew say him downstairs. I agree with that now because I know how that made Bernie Mac feel. Him downstairs. So I said, so I said, "Hmm." Now as if I wasn't in the right mind, I would have put her out the truck and say, find your way home. Tell him to come get you. Tell him to come pick you up. But no, as a good father, I can't do that to my baby because that's still my baby. So it's going to be about me tonight. I just had to put that inventory thing in because I need to vent and I need to get this off my chest. And it's okay. It's all right. Let's be cool. Let's be relaxed. So I say, hmm. So on my drive home, I said, I've been there. I've been a good father. And this is why I say when a woman is scorned, it's dangerous. Because I say that is because when a woman has not had a foundation of growing up or becoming into a woman, she has not had that foundation of what a parent's supposed to do. When a parent doesn't know how to take care of their own child, but coming from a foundation that has cracks and holes in it, you don't understand as a child. So you figure your way through it. Hope that you got it right to be successful in this life. So dealing with a scorned woman is worse off when a rattlesnake bites you. Both gonna kill you, but both of them are slow death. And I say that is because dealing with a woman that's scorned, or even a scorned man, I don't want to just put it on a woman, but dealing with this is my topic, and this is me today. So dealing with a scorned woman, they would not understand when a man is full throttle in their kid's life. They can see it, but they have no comprehend of the situation because they don't know or grown up in a situation where the mother and father was there. Even if they was there was drugs in the midst of the whole situation. So now, as you're growing up, you don't understand how you are being affected by your circumstances. So now your circumstances now has become contaminated. So now as the older you get, now the more you come a hindrance. So when you get married, you don't know what it is to have a husband because you don't know what the foundation, because your father wasn't there to show you what a man is. So this is why a lot of women of today is scorned. And yes, a lot of us men has put a lot of women in certain situations. Yes, I get it. I understand it. But a scorned woman will definitely get her revenge on you. if it's not even 5 or 10 years later down the line, she's gonna stick her fingers in you. Why? It's because she can get you through your kids. She can get you through your pocketbook, far as your pocket with your money. It's other ways or other tactics that a person can get you off track. So, growing up as a woman that has no foundation, when the time comes you start having your kids, your foundation's already set up to fail because now you having kids and now you're only 14, 15. So now you meet somebody, but you dodging in and out relationships because why? You never had a foundation because the father never showed you how a man's supposed to treat a woman. So this is why I say, as a man, we have to go back and show our kids how to do it, how to be special with the young women of today that has no guidance, no direction. They are like a fork in the road, don't know which way to go because why? The father's not there. Even if the father's there, he's in the streets. He's still running game, thinking about running from woman to woman. This is why I say, if you don't have a foundation, how your kids gonna have a foundation? So my daughters had a foundation, but the mother didn't understand the foundation that what a married couple have. So stepping into a relationship that woman that has a child, sometimes it can be great, sometimes it can be a hindrance, sometimes it can be like a big boulder in a way, and you can't move it by your strength. It would take two to move that boulder. And the reason I say that is because that means you have to be on the same page when you go into marriage. You cannot be off course with marriage. I don't think people actually listen to the vows. They don't understand the vows that being presented to you. All they looking at is I'm about to get married. They don't care if the man is a bum. They don't care if the man is a loser. They don't care if the man is nothing. As long as they got a piece of a man to show the people I got somebody and yay. So this is why sometimes we be in bad relationships because we don't take the time to get to know the person. In today's society, they are doing everything in reverse. They are having sex before you get to know the person's last name. I don't care about you getting mad. You can say whatever you want to say, but this is just the truth of it. This is why the foundation is cracked. It has little holes in it, and you won't even know it's cracked until it starts raining. And what I mean, the foundation is here, your brain. So a woman marries a man, already has a child, but you all have not established I'm coming in as a father to your child to show him or her the right way how to live in this life. So that means we as parents got to make sure we guide this child. So we don't understand how it works because all we doing is thinking about self. So in my marriage, we was not on the same page. I was a good provider, but mentally, I wasn't there. See, when an adult comes in that's not mentally stable, you're headed for destruction already. Because for one, with me, with my marriage, yeah, it takes two to destroy a marriage. But you got to hold each other accountable. And you got to be an adult to want to be held accountable. Sometimes we get in relationships and we don't want to be held accountable. We don't want to be like, I'm grown, I can do what I want. No, we in a relationship or we married. You cannot say you want to do what you want to do. So then the child sees this, that the two parents are not on the same page. Now, what happens? That child now plays the both of you against each other. So in my marriage, my stepson told me in front of her, you know, mommy, I can get away with the things I want to do around you. But I know with daddy, I can't do that. I can't get away with nothing with him. This right here should have woke you up enough to realize that, hey, we got to sit down, have a family meeting, and work on this because now I see where destruction is coming. Let me say this. Let's take it back just a step. When you go on public assistance, they was doing this in the 60s and the 70s, but more 70s, it was more dominant. In the 70s, they were taking the king out of the house. If you destroy something, what's the first thing you're going to take out? It's the king. Now, the queen is unprotected once you take the king out the house. Now, the pawns are the children. So now the pawns are the children. Now the pawn is all over the place, and the queen is stressed out, distressed, unbearable to think of conscious decision because why? The woe of the world is on her shoulder now because now she got to provide for 4 kids because the king is out of the house. The goal of it is to take the king. This is why you think you got so many homosexuals and faggots and all this because now they don't want to be held accountable. They can lay their seed in a woman, but they refuse to be held accountable for what they're doing. And I blame the women too. Don't get me wrong. I'm coming for the women too. Because why? It's your decision who you lay down with. You want to lay down with a flea? You might well say you the dog because that flea is going to attach itself to you. And now he's going to suck the life out of you. Now you are overwhelmed because why? Because you lay down with a tick and now that tick is sucking the blood out of you. Now you are stressed out. Now that the king is out of the house, now here come your frustration. And now the king is so busy. Now he becomes withdrawing from his family. So now he becomes worried about himself. You call him, hey, the baby need this. The baby need that. Hey, I ain't got it. But yet he's out in the club. Boom, boom. Yeah, I got my groove on. But yet you at home stressed out, raising 4 kids by yourself. So when you go down to the child support agency, look what they tell you. They tell you, well, do you know who the father is? Some of y'all are just so spellbound. No, I don't know who the baby daddy is. Just for you can get a check and food stamps. But you know who the daddy is. Some of y'all, and I'm not judging. I'm not, but we having family talk. This is family talk. This is no about throwing stones. This is not throwing about bricks or boulders. This is family talk. Conversations we need to have. So let me go back to when I was married. When I was married, I was a provider physically, but emotionally, I was not there because I was going through a transition. I can't just sit up here and put everything on her, but she'll turn around and put everything on me. But at the same time, when you dealing with self, you do not realize the pain that you are going through because to be honest, when I was married, I was still grieving my sisters. I was still grieving my mother. I was still grieving, but did not realize I was grieving because people grieve in different ways. But at the same time, sometimes we as human beings do not like to be corrected. One thing in this life, we're going to be corrected. You don't get mad when the boss correct you. You don't get mad when a supervisor correct you. So why are you going to get mad when your husband correct you at doing something that you know you're not supposed to be doing? So I didn't cheat in my marriage as far as having sex with other women, um, laying up with other women, or having babies. It was more of a disconnect because, yeah, y'all tell me in the comments. I didn't cheat. I was more talking to females, not about no sexual stuff. It was more of communication because I couldn't talk to her. I could not get a response out of her unless it was anger. That's the response that I got from her is out of anger and not realizing. You have to understand. I didn't know this woman from a can of paint. Only reason I married her is because she was pregnant. That's the way I was raised. And you got to be honest with yourself why you in relationship today. Why you getting married? A lot of people get married because of security. Some people get married just for how a place to lay their head. A lot of people lay it because they want a food in their belly. Telling you, you have to be honest with yourself. You cannot be honest with yourself, then you might well go ahead, go to Hackager Mall or hey Home Depot and go get a shovel and start digging your own grave. You got to be honest with yourself. You cannot be going and trying to impress everybody because you know you and God know you. So you have to understand, accountability is the most important thing on this earth. Because if the more you hold yourself accountable, the more you're actually going to be better. You know not to lay up with a bum. You know not to open your legs and let that man release his seed in your garden and you become pregnant by a bum. The signs are already there. Now, America would tell you this stuff is okay. People, we have our own brain. Think for yourself. Do not allow society to think for you because society will have you turned around, walking backward, but you think you walking forward. This is why you got so many men out here chasing other men. See, my next podcast going to be, and I'm going to sit on some nerves with my next podcast, but I'm going to give you a touch of it. The Jezebel spirit. And the Jezebel spirit is this woman. She wooed the king. She convinced the king to give up half of his stuff for her because of that. The way she, I don't know what kind of dancer she's put on this king, but she put something on this king. And now that Jezebel is dead, her spirit still linger on with the world. This is why you got women out here that can walk half naked, seductive. Oh, look at me. Attention. I'm going to dance for you, seductive, sexually. I'm going to, whoa. You ever seen on a cartoon where, matter of fact, with the Tom and Jerry, those who old enough know about Tom and Jerry, there was a cartoon with Tom and Jerry. The mouse had Jerry under her spell, so he just floated off his feet, but yet the spirit was telling him to come closer. This is what the world has become. This is why the men can chase after men because of the Jezebel spirit. This is why women can lay with another woman, don't have no conscience about it. You see men walking around holding hands. Oh, and they boldly with it. Don't have no cut cause. Here it is. You say, I love my man. My man loves me. And you got the full beard, just bigger than mine. And you allow a man to beat your cakes. And you say it feels good. That's my husband. That Jezebel spirit lingers today and is more potent as it was when she was dancing for the king. This is why people are so misguided. It's because of the Jezebel spirit in society, because now society's got them floating off their feet, thinking they can do anything they want with no consequences. Okay, so let me get back to when I was married. So when I was married, I can only speak of me and my marriage. So when I was married, it was more of I loved her, but I was not in love. It wasn't because of the sex. I'm gonna leave that alone. It wasn't about the sex, but it was more of this woman is carrying my child. Now, for a person who never knew their mother, and I know what abandonmentship is, it hurts, it's distasteful, and it lingers. That pain can go on forever until your adulthood, till you get in your 60s and 70s of abandonment. So, as a good father, I say I cannot do that to my children. I can't. But you'll have people saying that I'm a no good dude, I'm a no good person, yeah, this and that. People would quick to criticize you because they cannot take responsibility or ownership of stuff that they do. We quick to point the finger at everybody else, but we don't want to point the finger back at us. If you constantly lay down with a bum and you keep having babies by a bum, whose responsibility is that? Is that the bum's or yours? Or why? Because he knocked your socks? How come? You have to understand something. You are having kids. The scripture call them bastards. You are constantly having kids out of wedlock and they become bastards. That's where that word come from, the scriptures. So this is why I'm telling you, we as a human being, we got to check, we constantly have to check ourselves. We cannot constantly just go through life with no consequences in things we do. And I'm talking to myself. I always include myself in my podcast because I'm human too. I got a log in my eye that needs to come out too. But at the same time, marriage is something serious. This is why God kicked Adam and Eve out, because he don't look at you as two. He look at you as one. And that's why both of them got kicked out. Even though Eve did what she did, God held Adam up to the highest standards. And this is why people in marriage of today are not being successful in their marriage, because you got these boastful, loud, ghetto women that want to loud talk, want to do everything but being a woman, not submissive. Only time you be submissive to a man is when he's following God. If God, man, and woman and kids, that's the order. But you got these weak back, jelly back, crackhead preachers telling you that my wife, she can get in the pulpit, but at the same time, that's not how it's supposed to be. Society would tell you that everything is okay. It's okay. God can use anybody. God can use you, my child. Yes. Oh, look at the spirit just all over you. Oh, thank you, Pastor. Hallelujah. And you sitting there, doing your so-called track, getting revved up to run around the church. This is what I'm telling you. Responsibility and accountability, the most things people do not like. Accountability, it hurts. Some people just don't want to go through the pain and the sorrow and that hurt because they know it's going to rub them the wrong way. So all I'm saying is look at self. Drinking my tea. Look at self. Self evaluation. You have to constantly take self-evaluation every day. That's like, for example, you have a business and you start doing inventory in your store to see what you got to order, see what the next thing you need. That's what you should be doing in your life, taking inventory. So now you got to hold yourself accountable. You know what you are. You keep screaming about, you know your wealth, you know your worth, you know this, you know that, but yet you still got a bum right beside you playing Xbox, smoking his weed. Come on. But yet you hollering on Facebook, I know my worth. Uh, I know my worth. Can't nobody come along and tell me nothing. Cause I know my worth. I sure do. Who are you to tell me? You ain't nobody. But yet, look at the bum playing the PlayStation. He over there with his earpiece on. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. But yet, you sitting up here, not happy. But yet, you got 4 kids in the room by this bum. But yet, oh, he not even trying to get a job. But you go out every day, take your Walmart check or your Target check, paying the bills, even paying the internet that he's paying the Xbox on or the PlayStation. How can you sit up and say you want a man or you know your worth when you don't even know your worth? You gonna know your worth, and how's your foundation? How's your mental? How is it? Some of y'all, and this in the black culture, we know we have issues mentally. We know we got issues that we don't want to deal with. So we'll try to put it off much as we can. So when I was married, I didn't know my wife suffered with bipolar. I didn't know. This is why I say get to know the person before you get involved with a person. Because that person can turn around and kill you in your sleep. That person can turn around and do something to you and they get away with it. They can get away with it and they can even say, I wasn't in my right mind. Here it is. You say, hey, I didn't know this person was like this. But yet, get to know the person you're with. And it take a lifetime to know a person. One person. One. Mm, mm. Hold on. Sorry about that. But the one person you get to know, then you can say, I know of this person. We do not take inventory enough. We figure we take inventory one time and we're good. So when a person does something to you, you're in a state of shock. You are amazed. Like, how could you do this to me? I sacrificed my life. I sacrificed my family. This is why I say you don't know a person until you dealt with a person. And a person can hide stuff from you for a long period of time. This is why I say you have to challenge your relationship. I'm talking about fires. Ask questions, hard questions. Don't be, do you love me? Yeah, I love you, girl. You know I love you. You know it. I wouldn't be here if I didn't love you, girl. I bought you some roses, but not realize you can buy your own roses. Ask them, what makes you love me? What makes you love me the way you say you do? Ask the hard questions. You have to ask the hard questions. You cannot keep thinking about because a person say they love you. Do their actions show it? Because when you buy them something, they all up on you. You know how first in the month when a girl about to get her food stamps or her check, now the dude walking around in the grocery store holding her hand. Now you ain't hold a hand for them 29 to 30 days. Now when that first come around, you want to hold your hand. Girl, you know I love you. You're my baby. You're my boo. And you sit up here and say, he loves me. Not once have you took inventory in that man's mind. That man could be a rapist, and you got this man around your child. You don't know background checks. This man could have been a pedophile. This man could have just came home from jail. And you know what? On that jail. No, I ain't gonna talk about it. I ain't gonna talk about it. But yeah. Anyway, so that person have not took inventory of that person yet. But yet he telling you he love you. Why? Because you bought me a pair of J's. You bought me a pair of Prada shoes, Gucci shoes, the knockoff. You bought me a gold fake chain with the fake diamonds in it. How you say you love me when you don't challenge me? People get comfortable in relationships. You constantly gotta shake the relationship up because it's like prime example. When you buy a bottle of hot ketchup or drink, what you do? You shake it up. Because why? You want everything that's at the bottom to come up to the top. Some of y'all just buy it, don't even shake it up. Just take it off the shelf, put it in the cart, get home, and put it in the cabinet, and don't even shake it up when it's time to put it on the food. You just pour it on the food. Not realize all the potent stuff is at the bottom. This is how some of y'all do y'all relationships. Some of y'all are just lost when it comes to relationships. Some of us don't even know the meaning of a relationship. And some of us don't even understand the word love. Just because somebody dick you down, that don't mean they love you. Just somebody eat your box, they eat your butthole. That doesn't make them love you. That just makes them nasty. Mhm. Now, how can women and men of today, society, this world, how can you go bareback with somebody you just met in the club? How can you go bareback in a period with these people out here? You got more people having kids out of wedlock more than people that's married having kids. And we celebrate the ignorant stuff of it. Gender reveal. Here it is. You got 4 other kids, and now you got another one in the oven. But now you excited. You got all the ignorant people around you, and here it is. You get to a gender reveal, and yet it's the bum. He started pumping you up with babies. Why he's doing that? Because he know that you once was a dime piece. He knew once you was a piece of meat that was so good. Now he figured if I pump her with a bunch of babies, ain't no dude gonna want her none but me. How is that? Explain to me how you allow someone to keep coming in your vineyard, pumping you up with babies, and bringing your body. Now your breasts are hitting your knees, and you 22 years old. Breasts is about looking like a person that's 80 years old. And by the time you reach 25, your vagina looking like this, the size of this glass. Walls is just like the shape of the glass. Now tell me, what can you do with that? Help me help you understand what's going on. It might sound funny, but it's not funny because it's happening and it's real. People are not paying attention to what's really going on. All they want to do is celebrate the moment. Don't want to celebrate reality, but want to celebrate the moment. The moment is I'm going to get what I can right now. I'm going to get what I want right now because it's all about me. But yet, here it is. Your vineyard is destroyed. Your now, some of y'all gonna say I'm just too vulgar or whatever. Your vagina lips look like this. By the time you settle down in your 30s, you want to get married. These are your vagina lips. Just dragging. Help me, help you understand. So all I'm saying is your body is a pot of gold. Stop letting these little men perpetrating as real men going upside your womb, releasing his seed, constantly getting you pregnant, and you not paying attention. But you are left holding the bag. You are one left holding, taking care of those kids. Now you got to take time off from your McDonald's job or Walmart job or Burger King job to go to the doctors. Help me, help you understand. This is what I'm saying. This is family conversation. This, like I said before, this ain't about throwing no stones. This is conversation that needs to be had. Let's put the partying away. Let's put all that stuff away. Let's have conversation. We can do social media, throw parties, and do all that we can. But yet, nobody's having conversation about how precious your body. Your body is worth more than gold and money. And the reason I said it because you carry life in your womb. You cannot allow every farmer to go in your womb. You got women out here so devious to try to trick a man, give him the condom. They already punch holes in the condom because they're so eager to get pregnant by this person. What makes a good man? Because he blows your back out? What makes a good man? A real man would know his place, take care of his family, provide for his family, shelter his family, protect his family, no matter what. The real man. But once you take that king off that chessboard, that woman, that queen is unprotected. This is why society is pushing this gay agenda, is to take our men out. Back then, our men protected our women. Back then, our women didn't have to worry about man putting their hands on because the men was protecting our women and kids. Now our men of today, so-called men, put their hands on a woman and kill the child. I read somewhere that a mother killed her child because of insurance money. What have we become? We become baboons. We have become wild beasts. We're not thinking about what is tomorrow going to bring. We're not thinking about tomorrow. We're thinking about the moment. And no matter what that moment presents, you're going to deal with it or you're going to die. Some people just can't deal with the moment. So this is why I tell people, this is family time. Let's talk. Let's have family discussion that we need to have. I know it hurts. I know it bothers you. I know it turns your nerves up in a knot. But listen, you cannot say that you can't pay this no mind. That's the truth of it. I cannot say that if I didn't have the love for the people, I wouldn't come on. I don't care what you do. but my heart is for the people. This is why I named the clothing line Truth, because the truth can be right in your face and you still accept the lie. Because why? It hurts your skin, it hurts that flesh, it hurts your emotions. That's what I want to do. I want to hurt your emotions. I want to drag them through the mud, and then at the end of that mud pile, I want to clean you up to make you think, to have your conscience open, to make you realize, hey, I got to make better decisions. What I'm doing, I got to do the right thing because my kids are depending on me. I don't need no man to provide for me. As long as God give me the strength to provide, I'm going to provide. But you cannot be weak in your flesh or your emotions to allow a bum to come in and give you smooth words, and the words don't mean nothing because they're going on shallow grounds. You can't have a guy. This is why I always tell my daughters, even though they're doing their thing right now, but I love my babies. If you constantly tell your kids, I love you, if you constantly take your kids out on dates, if you constantly do things that's presentable for your kids, show them how you supposed to be treated. A woman supposed to treat the man or that child, show that child how he's supposed to treat a woman. Show that young child to open the door for your mother and sister. Show that man or that child to pull that chair out when that woman or your sister sits down. You are grooming him for his life. Don't be grooming him to know the latest rap song. Don't be grooming him or her to shake the tail feather. You got to be, as a parent, accountable for your actions. How can you hold your child accountable when you don't even hold yourself accountable? You tell your child to do something when you're not doing it. Oh, why? Because you're an adult. You paying the bills. You doing this. You doing that. No, the child is watching you. Like I always say in my segments, the child is like a camera. The child is taking pictures of you as it's growing up. As that child gets older, the pictures start developing at 13. This is the age they're vulnerable, and this is the age where they start rebelling. So if you installed how a child's supposed to be, that child gonna have those demeanors as he get older. Now here it is, you got broken homes, you got ghetto mamas, ghetto daddies. On Friday and Saturday having a party, a pajama party for adults, drinking, smoking, music blasting, and the child is in the next room. What kind of morals are you teaching your child? What kind of scrutiny are you hard on yourself about? What kind of scruples you have for yourself? Young daughter watching you twerking on the internet, what do you think she gonna do? She's gonna be a little whore because her mama's a whore. And I said it, and I'm not taking it back. You outside half naked. You can see everything that God gave you. And you saying, got the and the sad part about it, they have the dress all the way up to the hips and have a tattoo going down their leg. And here it is, your child is watching you, looking, sitting back, observing the attention you get. So it's gonna be one pedophile out that group step to you, but he really trying to get to your child. He'll talk to you, spend the night, then eventually you're gonna have him move into your house, and then he's gonna move in your house. Now he's gonna molest your child, and now you never saw it come because why? You were so busy worried about you. This is why the pedophiles are under the radar. It's because the women of today are not paying attention. They're not paying attention. They're so busy worrying about getting their rocks off. That's just the truth of it. But what can you do for me? Can you pay a bill? Can you do this? Can you do that? And you like, he'll tell you, yeah, I can do it. I got you. But yet he got his eyes on your little boy and your little daughter. And then you allow him. Then you got some families will allow this man to come in their house knowing that they touching their child. They would still allow that man to touch their child because why? He paying all the bills. And you tell your daughter or your son, whatever stays in the house, you better not go out. I would kill you if you go out and tell somebody. This is why today people are dealing with their trauma that happened in their childhood. Because that's in the Black culture. The Black culture, you better not go out, tell my business outside this house. But yet that child and that boy came to you and said, Peter touched me. And you said, he ain't do nothing. He ain't do nothing. You lying on him. But yet you say, I love him. This is why these pedophiles are so clever. You got women out here having sex with 13 and 14-year-olds. What is, you are burned in your lust that much that you rather touch a 13 or 14-year-old. What has become of the people? This is why I say take inventory. You can't just be with a person because they cute. They got nice hair. They got pretty eyes, nice shape. You love the dude because he got his dreads, some of them wearing gold teeth in their mouth, and have on me wash their backside. So stop leading with your emotions and lead with your mind. Lead with that first, because all three are in sync with each other. Look, the heart, that's where your emotion lies at, in the heart. And that's what most people are leading with, their heart. Not leading with this, but leading with the heart. This is why some women come in rage. He hurt my feelings. He did this. He did that. But yet, you still letting your emotions run you. And the guy that's a pedophile, he know what to do, how to say it, when to do it. And he know you ain't going nowhere. Because he know that he's paying all the bills and he's going to throw that in your face. I pay the bills in here. I can do what I want. But yet, that's your house. But then he going to tell you I can do what I want, and when I want to do it. Remember, this is just conversation for family. We as family got to have the hard conversations. We might not like it, but yet it's the truth. We got to understand who we are. You constantly got to take inventory of your brain and your heart. Your brain is the leader of the pack of the heart and the emotions. Can nothing go through the brain without the brain giving an okay on it? You blink, your brain got to tell you to blink. Your emotions will guide you somewhere where you don't want to be. Why do you think people go into uproar or enrage when they get in a disagreement? Emotions. Emotions can have you kill a person and then you don't regret it until you get locked up. Man, I feel so bad. I should have never done that. It's too late now. Who are the most vulnerable people on the earth? Women. Why do you think the pimps had the women being prostitutes? Because he knew she was uneducated. Two, no daddy wasn't there. And if daddy was there, he was a part-time daddy. 3, he know what to say to reel her in and how to throw her out into the ocean. So this is why I'm telling you, men, real men, REALMEN, real men. Take the time out with your daughters. Spend that time with your daughters. And I want to send a shout out to my man E. My man E, he's always with his daughter. He taking her on trips and he give her flowers. Because you know why? Because ain't no man gonna come in her life and try to woe her up. She was like, flowers, what's that? My dad gave me flowers. What you if you can't outtime my dad, then I don't see no future in us. Just because a guy tell you he love you, you all geeky, geeky. But yet he found a way how to plot and take you about this earth. How these men become so possessive over something that don't belong to them? How can they tell a woman you mine? If I catch you with somebody, I'm gonna kill you. What made him comfortable to even get like that? Did you misguide him? Did you mislead him? Or did you say, I'm yours because he was in your stomach or in your guts? Because you told him, Daddy, this yours, Daddy. Oh, I just love you, Daddy. Now, you women, the words that you say can have a guy tripping. If you guy stroking you and you calling him Big Daddy, oh, Daddy, 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 that strokes a man's ego. That's why these men is the way they are. The words. And words attached equal emotions. Because the guy now, he's invested his emotions into you. And now you trying to break it off because you want better in your life. You want to do better and make decent judgment calls in your life. He don't want you to do that because why? You told him, I love you, Daddy. You walk around the house in his stinking drawers. I love you, Daddy. I know you do, girl. I know you love me. Yeah, baby. He bragging to his homeboys. Man, I got that chick locked down. If I call her right now, she would come. She'll come right to me where I'm at. She would come. You come that weak to a man. You come that weak and vulnerable to your words. You got to understand, sometimes as human beings, we don't always make the right decision. Sometimes the decisions, we are in a stressful situation, so we got to make a quick decision. Some of these guys ain't hitting on a nickel, just like some of these women. You got women of today, not all, some, can't even spell. And it goes for the men too. If you ask some of these dudes how to spell cat, dog, teacher, educate, you ask them to spell them words, go ahead, man. Stop playing with me, man. You play too much, man. Now you are dealing with a child. You are dealing with an uneducated child that's not educated at all. Don't even have a fifth grade education, but he not have sex. He know how to sell weed. He know how to sell coke. He know how to steal cars. That's what you're attracted to, a bad boy. We won't stop. Take that, take that. You like them bad boys, huh? When that bad boy flicked his pain on you, you don't like it. I'm telling you, look at the world of today. The women are more harder than the men. They want to wear dresses. They want to wear wigs. They want to wear eyeliners. They want to wear makeup. How is it? Please, someone tell me in the comments. Please tell me in the comments. How in the world a man can be attracted to another man? You burn in your lust. In the book of Joshua, it talks about that. How Lot had 3 daughters. He had daughters, but the man was so busy. They burned. They was on fire for another man. Here it is. You got virgins. He said it. I got virgin daughters that never been touched by a man. But no, society say it's okay to lay with another man. And men, I hold you accountable too, because women are vulnerable. Women are the weaker vessel. That doesn't take anything from them. It doesn't tear them away from anything. But women are emotional creatures. And women react on emotions. And when they react on emotions, they are like a Tasmanian devil. They would tear up everything in their path because their emotion has been touched. You don't play with a woman's emotion. I'm gonna knock off. I'm not gonna stand for you too long. But I thank you guys so much. I appreciate everybody that comes in and support the truth. I support it. I 100% appreciate it. There's nothing that that gives me more satisfaction than knowing that people are like the truth. And I just want to give you some understanding. Like, I'm gonna start having more family time, family talk. I don't care about the views. I don't care about the likes, but I just want to get it out to the people that we need to have conversations like this. That's just the bottom line. We need conversations like this. But I thank you guys so much. I just want to, before I go out, and see, I couldn't end this without getting on you so-called preachers. And I'm gonna call your name. I don't care. Mm-mm. Now, I offer several preachers to come on my podcast. Several. I ask them, look, I'll be the guest. You be the host. I had some that tell me, yeah, Ronnie, I'm gonna be on your podcast. I'm gonna come on your podcast. I want to be on your podcast. And what they do, they back out. I get a text. Hey man, I ain't gonna be able to come on the podcast because I got so much going on. I can't. There's no problem. I already know what it is. I can tell by the tone of your voice. You you intimidate, because I'm gonna come at you hardcore. I'm going to question your so-called man of God. Why? I'm gonna throw this question out, then I'm gonna leave. You guys can still leave your comments, but go to my YouTube page, Ronald Truth Hunt. Subscribe and leave comments. Trust me. When I settle down, I read the comments, because I know I got a lot of comments on this topic here, but it was just family time. That's all. But I want to throw a question out there. How is it that everybody is called by God? Everybody say they called by God. They want to give a word God told them. Lord, I hear you, Lord. Lord. Oh, Lord, I hear you, Lord. Speak to me, Lord. Speak. The Lord told me to tell you, The Lord told me to tell you. Oh, de babosita. Now he thinking or she thinking what the next thing to say. Oh, de babosita. The Lord told me to tell you the blessing is coming with your name on it. Oh, that shanda de babosita, da de babosita. Thank you. I mean, they the actors. I mean, they should be in Hollywood. They should be in. This is why a lot of people are not going to the churches because of these people that say they are called. I see them on TikTok. I see them on Facebook. I see them on all the social media. God got a word with your name on it. Yeah, repent or go to hell. That's the bottom line. I'm telling you, people are people are so stuck on themselves that say that God, here you lying on God. Just think of it. If somebody lie on you, you ready to get upset. You ready to fight this person. You ready to, come on. What you want? What you want? What you want? But yet, you lie on God every day. Tell me God told me to give you a message. How is it? A bishop is supposed to be one wife. How is it all these bishops got 3 and 4 wives? And then they sleeping with the deacon. Then they sleeping with some of the male members in the church. How can you say you're a bishop? Hmm? Hmm? How can you tell? Then you got these women that's in the pulpit screaming like a raccoon that's caught up in the trap. Ain't saying nothing. That's why I call them a raccoon. Because they ain't saying nothing. They ain't saying nothing that contains to God. If God say he usurp a woman not to usurp authority over a man, men, why are you being the tail? Hmm? 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 Why are you being the tail? Oh, because you don't want your bed to be cold? You don't want to get no nookie? You don't want to get no thighs? That's why you allow her to come up in the pulpit, make a mockery of God. How is it? I know God called me. So who is lying here? Because I really want to know. Who is lying? You or God? So do you think God gonna rearrange his words for you? And you ain't nothing but a clunk of dirt. That's why he said dust return to dust. This flesh is gonna rot away. How is it that God said, I serve a woman not to teach or have authority over a man? Let's look at it. He made Adam first. How you gonna make Eve before Adam? This is why you are called one man. How? And I know some of y'all pissed off right. Yes, piss is in the scriptures. Piss against the wall. Some of y'all are pissed off right now. And I know, and I understand it. Then you got, where is it your religion? Where is that in the Bible? Now, Christ-like is in the Bible. Where is Buddha? Where is Christianity? Where is Muslim? Where is Hindu? Where is all this religion coming from? How is it that you can be a flaming faggot and still say you're a Christian? If God say 2 men laying with each other is an abomination, how are you still a Christian? You are your other father. Because you know the devil wants to be God. And he got his people. So of you of your other father, because you ain't the holy, you're not with the holy one. Have you ever, now put this in the comments. Have you ever went to a falsehood church and they got people running around in the church? They got people speaking an unknown tongue. They don't even have no clue what they speaking because they got new tongues out here now. I guess I'm in the old version of tongues. Then they got the stage, the so-called pulpit. They got living room furniture in the pulpit. They got flowers. They got lampshade. You might well put a TV in there because you robbing the people. So now they robbing you without a gun. All he telling you is God said pay your tithes and your offering. How can you be that clueless? A monkey can go out here and start a church, and some of y'all will fall, and half of y'all will go and follow that monkey. Half of y'all will say, he preaching, and he ain't saying nothing. Then he read from a text, but then he lie on God. God had me up, the Holy Spirit had me up all night long. How is it that the apostles, when God spoke to them, they ain't had nothing written down? But you special, he used you to write a sermon to tell the people. Help me help you understand this shenanigans. How can you lay with another man and you say that you're a Christian? Why? It's because all this stuff is going on in these churches. This is why they hold on. This is why they cling to, I'm a Christian. Yes, I am. I'm a Christian. Here it is. You got the old mamas in the church now, old hoes, washed up. Look at pastor. His pants is tight. I need to invite him over for an apple pie and some ice cream. Old hoes. Now, just think of it. Some of y'all upset. I know. To your dykes. They even going to a point to where they get their own churches now. But they still say they're Christian. Here it is. They say they're a Christian, and you got your wife. How is it? Where did first lady come from? That's what the man gave the title to their woman, the first lady. Why is this stuff not in the Bible? Why? This is why I question the preachers. I question you. Why are you celebrating pagan holidays? And the book of Deuteronomy tells you you're not called. Yeah, you can get mad. You can get pissed off with me. I don't care. You get mad with me because I'm your conscience. I'm your conscience talking to you. You're a liar. And the truth ain't in you. Get mad. And to your people that got Jesus hanging up on your wall in your house. They know Elton John or John Lennon that's hanging up on your wall. So I ask a question. When did Jesus have time to pose for a picture? Can someone answer that for me? Leave that in the comments for me. How? I don't care what color. He can be black, blue, pink. I'm still gonna do right by him. Because he's not coming back for no single color. He coming back for the church. And he ain't coming back for no gay church either. Or no lesbian church either. Get mad. I don't care. Get upset. But listen, it's okay. Calm down. Don't get upset. It's okay. So, some of y'all say he always talking about gayism. He always talking about this. He always talking because none of y'all ain't talking about it. Y'all talking about behind closed doors. But I'm the one who's gonna talk about public. You might not like it. And some of y'all get mad. Hey, and the thing about it is you're always welcome on the truth show. Always. You're always welcome. I don't care. Look, I tell you what. Send an open invitation to faggots, lesbians, fake preachers, women preachers, uh, so-called deacons, deaconess. I send an open invitation to you all. Horebabosita, horegabosita, lerebabababababababosita, hankikikikiki. I send a special shout out to you. So I'm gonna end this. I'm not gonna stay in front of you guys too long. I said that, but I'm not gonna do it. But you get the gist of. Some of y'all might say I'm uneducated. I don't pronounce my words right, but you get the logistics of it. I want to say thank you and peace be upon you.